Hi, this is Kim with Mom's Creative Moments, and I am continuing to bring you kind of the last in a series of some special scout layouts that I've been doing for my husband's heritage album. So I just wanted to quickly run through these real quick. These are the first two that we did. And now we're going to continue with the third double layout in this quick little series that we're doing. And you may recall that this was, because since we talked through kind of what we were going to be doing, what I was going to be doing at the beginning of these layouts, this page is going to have the calendar of what they did each of the days during the slightly more than 3 week trip. And this right here, this bundle of lots and lots and lots of papers, is actually all of the maps that they handed out to the drivers so that everybody was on the same page for the trip. And so you can imagine the miles that they covered for this. Now, I'm not going to put this entire booklet in his scrapbook. That would be just kind of a waste of space, I think. But what I decided to do was go ahead and take the information from those pages, and I used my Cricut, which I told my husband last night as we were sitting here that he was going to be really glad that we spent the money on that particular theme, because I downloaded this and had my Cricut draw it and cut it last night, and then I was able to go and mark all the different places they stopped on their trip. Can you see the blue line and the red dots for that whole trip? That's the route that they took. So I'm going to put this map of the United States in here. We're going to jazz it up just a little bit as well and continue our road across the bottom. So let's get started with that. I do still need to cut the pieces of tweed for the road. I have this one. It is already cut. And I think we're going to use this one, and this one's going to be a little bit sideways, but I think it'll be fine. Oh no, actually, I beg your pardon. I have a full sheet of it right here. So we will go ahead and cut 2 more pieces. Now this piece is from the other layouts, what's left from the other layouts, and it's only 2 inches. The other layouts, you'll recall, are 2.5, but I'm going to just use the 2 inch so I can use this piece up, and I think it'll be just fine. So we're going to cut another 2 inch piece. And I've got my roads that we cut out during that very first session a couple days ago. So we'll go ahead and adhere our roads and center them up just like we did before. My adhesive. Couple of edges poking out, so we'll just get rid of those. Move it down just a little ways so that we have a closer to similar margin from the top and the bottom. Okay. We're gonna line these up so we can make sure our roads meet. This one is a little bit higher. May need to trim it just a little. It's a little bit more than 2 inches, apparently. There we go. So let's see. It's not even 1/8 of an inch, so maybe it's not that critical, but I am going to trim it just a hair. So it's more apt to meet the other one. Okay, there we go. Now, just to kind of jazz this up a little bit more, also, I'm going to go ahead and mount this, the calendar part on another sheet. I was thinking possibly the bricks. I don't know, we might want more color than that. That's not very much color. We could use our dots like we were going to use the other day. That actually might be kind of cute to mount that on. I think we'll do that. We'll just mount that right there on the dots. Let's see, I'm gonna not use the whole wide sheet because I want there to be a black outline around it from the page. So just going to make that roughly 3/8 of an inch around, and then we'll trim it. That's going to be the same all the way around. And we can still have a little bit of a black border around it. I will go there. I like that. That jazzes that up nicely. Okay, let's go ahead and put our roads on the page. And let's see, just for spacing, I want to put that approximately where I want it to go. So I know I can make an even, or sort of even. I didn't do that very well. Trying to make this even. Cross. There we go. This side. Oh, and here we've come to the end of the road for our adhesive. So bear with me just a second while I get refill stuck in. I knew that was going to happen if you were watching the last video. We thought it was going to happen then, but it didn't. So there we go. Okay. I'm going to line up my pages so that I can line up my roads. There we go. All right. And let's go ahead and secure this down as well. While we're at it. All right. Awesome. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and work on our map. So let's see. I think I like it just with the black behind it. Just like that. So I'm going to go ahead and secure this down. You'll notice that I cut it out of a title page out of one of our paper packs. This, if you have a paper pack with the title or the front page in the pack is cardstock, that cardstock is photo safe. So go ahead and use it. It's just as good as any other white cardstock that you might buy, but obviously you're not going to use the flip side, so probably not good for cards unless you're going to go ahead and line your card, but still perfectly good for everything else. So I'm just going to center this guy on this page best we can. There we go. I was so excited when I figured out how to make this. Some of you are probably just shaking your heads like, oh, I make stuff like that from Cricut all the time. But I don't make stuff from Cricut like that all the time. So that was a cool thing that I figured out how to do. Typically, I use my Cricut for titles and occasionally for vinyl, but that's mainly what I use it for. All right, so these embellishments, these beautiful jewel embellishments, come from the Hello Autumn foiled embellishment pack. And I had them left over from the project I did recently for my dad's Celebration of Life album that we used Hello Autumn for. And they're just gorgeous. I love the colors and the vibrancy of these. So I'm going to use these. And just to make it fun, I thought it would be cool to use maybe the orange and the yellow with the red at the significant places. Let's see where we get with that. We're gonna go with varying the orange and the yellow. So these are just going to be some stops along the way. Orange, yellow. Maybe we could use, I will just keep using all different colors. We'll do green. Now let's see, let's do our major stops so that we can make sure we've got those marked. So we started in San Diego, so that's going to be a big red spot. We're ending in Kansas City, so that's going to be a big red spot. Okay. We also have, let's see, the first major stop was in San Antonio at the Alamo, so we'll make that one a big orange one. And the next major stop was in Houston at the LBJ Space Center. So that's going to be a big yellow one. And then the next stop was New Orleans. So that one's going to be big and green. And we had stops in Orlando at Disney World and Epcot. So that's going to be this big blue one. And up through the Carolinas. Williamsburg, which Williamsburg is cool if you've never been there. We lived in North Carolina for a number of years. And so we got to go, we drove up to Williamsburg and Washington, D.C., which is the next stop, which is up here. And then the Jamboree, which is the green stop. We had to come back. They drove up to Washington, D.C. and then had to come back to get to the Jamboree. And they went to Palmyra, New York, which is significant for our faith. And they went to Niagara Falls, which is cool in and of itself. We visited there. When we lived in New York. It's much closer to drive there when you live in Boston or Brooklyn, sorry, not Boston. All right, so then Independence, no, sorry, then Nauvoo, which is right there, and Independence, Missouri, and then flew out of Kansas City to come back home. Okay, so there are all of our stopping points on the map. And we have our blue line that's indicating our route, which I may go back and make a little bit bolder, a little darker maybe. But in the meantime, we have this really cool jet punch that CM came out with a few years ago. And this makes a really, really neat airplane. So I'm going to make an airplane. I'm just gonna center this and it should be fine, but I don't know. It's been a while since I've punched any airplanes, so let's see. Yeah, I think I shortchanged his wing just a little bit, but I think he looks okay. So we're going to put that airplane right there because that is our means of transportation home. And then a few years ago, CM came out with this Boilermaker cartridge with cars and trucks. Whoa, got that way too close, sorry. Super cute, cars and trucks. So we're just going to punch one of these and do a little trimming, and we will have some cute transportation along our road. Actually, maybe we'll do 2 of these. Okay. Let me find, there we are, my precision scissors. We'll get rid of a couple of things so I can get down there to those cars. Excuse me. So you'll notice that with these cars and trucks, the tires can be rounded, but they are basically flush to a road. I'm gonna just round them just a little bit as I cut them out. So we can put our trucks and our cars along the route of the trip. I'm not cutting these out super well, but they're close. Okay, there's another car. And again, since this trip was so long ago, my husband has no memory of how many trucks, how many cars or anything like that were in this caravan, but I'm presuming with a big group of boys going to a camp that they would probably have trucks and cars loaded with gear driving along the road. So we're gonna go ahead and stick these on here. Maybe we'll put one of them going this way. Maybe we could flip a truck around and make it go this way. How's that? Maybe we should put one closer to the start. How's that? All right, and I'm just gonna leave them all blue. Okay, so let me get my repositionable adhesive. You could pop these up with foam squares if you wanted to take the time to cut your foam squares so that they fit on these small pieces. Wouldn't be too hard on the cars and the trucks. It would probably be a little bit more difficult on the airplane. Not too bad though. Okay. And there's our transportation. Now we need to finish making our road. So I'm going to grab my silver dual tip pen from Creative Memories, and I'm going to go ahead and make my road down here. And if we want to, we might go and punch some more cars and trucks. And just make a border to go with this road. Put different colored cars and trucks on the road as we go. All right, there's our road. If we go ahead and punch some other colored cars and trucks, we can put them on our road. I think that would be fun to do. Let's see. Green ones. Good. And I'm just grabbing some scraps that I have laying off to the side here. Maybe a couple of bright yellow cars. Trucks. Let's see. I think I'm going to grab a small piece of orange. Maybe a small piece of something unexpected. Let's see. Maybe a bright blue. I have a bright blue. Let's see. Give me a second here. I do have a bright blue. Okay. Okay, we've got lots of cars here to choose from. And because they are on a road that's curvy of sorts, let's see if it will match the curve of our road at all. Well, it does kind of a little bit. I wonder if we lift up this road. This is scrapbooking in real time, guys. This is not, I didn't really plan to do this, but this is just an idea I had. So let's see. I think because the curve is too different, that's not going to work. So I am just going to do the same thing that I did on those cars on the top, and we'll just cut them and let them cruise along the road. Who cares if their tires are just a little bit saggy or not quite rounded? It's okay. It'll be all right. Someone out there is going, no, don't do it. It'll be all right. We can make them going the other way. We can make one of the trucks tailgating. You can get all kinds of creative this way. I need to trim that one for sure. He's got a pointy tire. That will never do. All right, hang on. Here we go. A little bit popped up. You can literally put as many cars as you want to on your road. You could make a traffic jam even. Wouldn't that be so cute? Make your own traffic jam. All right, let's see. We're gonna make this guy way out in front. And I may cut some more later, but for now, you get the idea. All right. And that pulls some of the color from here down into our design. Then we could also add some more trees, kind of like we did on those other pages. There's my dark green. Oh, I bit off one of them. That's not funny. Not cool. Oh, there we go. Do another one. There we go. This is that printed paper that we had that was so pretty. Seemed to really look nice. Let's see if I can get one more. Yay. Okay, that one's done. And the brown, where did I put the brown that we used? Here it is. All those trees. Okay, let's see. Need a lot of trees that day. One, two, three. Guess I'll just keep going around, or I can trim the paper, which would also be okay to do. and 2, that's 5 trees. Maybe that's plenty. 5 trees. Let's do some green. Okay. Set that over there. Get rid of my confetti. Right. And we just need to trim these so we can add them to their trunks. Just like on the other layout we did a day or 2 ago. All of this kind of ties the layouts together, the series of layouts you're doing together. So, and I like to do that when I'm doing several pages of the same event. I like to make at least some similarity to the page so that it kind of is obvious that they go together because they're the same thing. You might do yours differently, but I just like to do that. It isn't always the same layout, but you know, along with the same type of paper, it might be a similar layout. It might be just something that's gonna kind of tie it together. It might be a similar embellishment, it might be a similar way you embellish the page. Okay, now we're going to use our positionable adhesive to add, oh, that one got bitten off. This is the one, this must be the one that I said had an issue. Do you know what? I'm going to leave that. I'm going to leave that there. Actually, what we can do is go ahead and add a little bit more, and we can make that kind of a shadow. Lots of trees between here and between San Diego and Texas. Trust me on that one. Not a lot in Arizona, but a fair lot in other places. Get those. Let's see. Let's flip one of those over. Well, I already have that. Okay, well, that's all right. I'm gonna do this dark one. Will be our balancing item because it will be our odd one out. Like this. And then green, 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 green. Oak tree punch has been such a fun addition to all of our punches that we have in our line. Super fun. Okay, and I do still need to put all these cars on in various places. Glue them down. Oop. All right. We are just about done with this now. We can add some journaling, maybe here or up here, probably a title up here, maybe some journaling down here, or we could journal right here on the calendar pages to talk about comments from the trip and things that happened. Let's see. What else would I add? We could add a title like this. Unforgettable. Maybe. So maybe we could add that here. Something along that line. All right, I think we are about finished, and we can move on to some other layouts next time and not be dealing with the Jamboree anymore. But in the meantime, I hope that this has given you some inspiration maybe for your summer trips, things that you can do, ways you can make your pages interesting and share your experience with those that you love. Thanks so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next time. In the meantime, keep creating.